I'm like, why did that sound so different? My headphones
Plugged in. Hello, hello. I have shared so many times about the please skill from DBT, and I want to share another part of it, which is the ABC please skill. And why this is such a valuable thing to talk about, especially right now, is because there's a lot of people who feel under-resourced, who feel really sincerely scared about the world and life and just being a person. And when we are just in distress, um, it can get pretty hopeless pretty fast. And one of the most impactful things that we can do when we're in distress is take care of the physical body, of the nervous system, because the amount of resources that the nervous system has is going to determine how much resilience or how much stress we can endure. So, um, the please skill is my favorite DBT skill of all time, and it stands for basically taking care of the animal body the best way that you could. So, like if you had a beloved dog, all the things that you would do for them: treat physical illness, give them regular movement or exercise, avoid mood altering substances, give them regular sleep, and give them regular food, eat regularly. So the please skill covers like how you would take care of a beloved pet. I like to say beloved pet because so many of us take way better care of our beloved pets than we do of our own selves. And we can sort of like grasp why it's beneficial to take care of a pet. And then we can generalize that idea over to why it would also be beneficial for us. The other thing that sometimes we don't do so well for pets, and especially not for ourselves, is this ABC component. So, you can watch any sort of like cat whisperer, dog whisperer, Cesar Milan type show, and pretty quickly you will find out that if an animal is having behavior that you don't like or that is non-preferred, it is probably because they're not having enough play. And A and B of the ABC Please skill are a nice way to break down what play really means to the nervous system for those of us who have not had a lot of connection with play. Play requires a good chunk of like safety. And for those of us who have had childhood trauma, or who grew up, are neurodivergent or have any kind of sensitivity, we're going to have less connection with play, because we're just socialized to do play in or only a very neurotypical way. But this breaks it down in a way that I find a lot of people can access. So, accumulate positive emotions, build as many positive experiences into your life as you can, and file them away for later. Try to regularly incorporate more and more positive experiences into your day over time. So, this also has a nice connection with Bashar's, like, follow the excitement if you're a Bashar person. So, what this does for the nervous system is fun, play, imagination, joy, excitement, all of that's in the frontal lobe. So, you're just bringing yourself up there, and it can be anything, seriously, anything. So, it could be something like for me, I'll paint a wall, or I'll start a new sewing project, or I'll find a TV show that I think is fun, or I'll go to the library and say hi to the librarians, or I'll put twinkle lights up on my neighbor's fence. I'll, what did I do the other day? The neighbors, people had dropped off their Christmas trees at my neighbor's house because they have goats and the goats like to eat the Christmas trees. So there was like 10 Christmas trees sitting next to my mailbox. And so I texted him and was like, "Hey, can I have some of your Christmas tree branches?" And he was like, "Totally." So I got out this little hand saw and like sawed away at a bunch of Christmas tree branches and then made a little like arrangement of them for my front porch. It doesn't have to be fancy, expensive, anything skilled. It can be something so low key, a walk, watch a YouTube about Bangladesh and learn something about street food there, anything, literally anything. And it's just 30 seconds to put into your nervous system's bank of like, okay, the world is not all war and famine and distress and mean people and victim stuff, right? We're just counterbalancing all of the stress with some positive things, and every little minute makes an exponential impact, and it will guide you towards more. So it is one of those things that is like a snowball effect, right? The more you connect with things that are really fun or meaningful for you, the more that you will see those in your life. And that is because the reticular activating system is going to be like, oh, you like that? I'll look for more, right? So it's just following in the same way that if you're like, I want to see this video of like people being hurt, and then it'll say, oh, you want like that? You'll do more. The reticular activating system is just the algorithm that they have in the social medias, but we have it in our head. It just gives you more of what you pay attention to. So accumulating positive emotions, anything that you can think of that feels fun and meaningful to you, and you can start small, man. Several years back when I started this, I was like, I like nothing. There's nothing that I like. And my friend pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed until I was like, I know I've told this story 100 times, but I was like, when I'm mending the tear in my kids' pants, I feel safe and happy and like proud of myself. And so she was like, keep doing it. And I was like, there are not enough rips in the world. And she was like, well, find a way to do the same motion. So that's how I started slow stitching. Okay, and then that leads beautifully into B, build mastery. So do something every day that makes you feel competent and confident to build mastery. The more you do, the better you'll feel as you build the confidence in your capabilities. So this is about doing something not just that's positive, fun, meaningful, but something that's like on the edge of a little too hard for you. So, like the wall that I'm painting, I tried to do this thing with the wall. It didn't quite turn out. And so it was like, but it was like challenging in a meaningful way. So the nervous system is built to enjoy that edge place. Some people call it flow. In SSP, we call it stretch and savor. It's like a little beyond our comfort zone. And you can notice how the nervous system is wired for this. When you watch little kids. They do things that's a little too hard for them. And if you watch little kids at a playground, you'll be like, that's too high, right? But they're going just past their comfort zone, which is what allows for growth and learning. And growth and learning is one of the like most scientifically researched antidotes to depression. When you're learning something new that's a little bit challenging for you, it counteracts depression. Um, it only has to be a little bit. Don't choose something that's way too hard for you. Don't be like, I'm going to go become a professional gymnast. You'll just get more depressed. But a little too hard for you. So, like I said, I hadn't used a handsaw before, so that getting those tree branches was like a little hard for me. It was kind of like, I don't know how to use this. I don't know what is going to happen. But then it was satisfying because then I had these beautiful branches that are now filled with snow and look very pretty. Um, or the wall that I painted, it's like, that did not turn out. And now I have a little bit of a weird, shiny blue wall, and now I'm going to try something different with it. So it's satisfying because I'm like, okay, but I painted the door purple and I love it. So, right, it's like we're trying and we get a little stretch, a little growth with each time. There's lots of good research on learning a language to be in this area. You can start with something like Duolingo, which is built for just like super basic introduction. That could be satisfying. I think memorizing poems is a really nice one. Even just like trying to learn the lyrics to a song. Anything that's just a little bit of effort will make you feel like you've built up some capacity and some confidence. And then C, cope ahead. So cope ahead is something that makes so much sense when you hear it and it sounds so obvious, but almost nobody does this, right? So it's thinking about what you might need in an upcoming like stressful situation. So it's like, okay, coping ahead would be instead of every time I have, a interaction with other parents at a soccer game, I'm like, I don't know how to talk and I don't know how to interact and I don't know what to say and that's so hard. Instead, I can go ahead and be like, oh, that's consistently a thing for me. I'm gonna bring my sewing and then I'll sit in the corner and I'll just sew and I don't have to talk to anybody, but if they come up to me, they're going to ask me about my sewing, and I know how to talk about my sewing. So it's perfect, right? Or I don't really like the lights and the sounds at the grocery store, so I'm going to wear a hat so I'm protected from the overhead lights, and I'm going to wear earplugs or headphones. Um, and then it will be less stressful for me, right? That's coping ahead. And what's fun about coping ahead to me is that it gives you a way to find meaning in really like dysregulating experiences. So if I have a very dysregulating experience, I now am like, ooh, okay, great information. Now I know that that thing was too hard for me or I didn't have the capacity for that thing. So what do I want to cope ahead for with that thing? And now I can make a plan for supporting myself in a new scenario that I didn't think of before. And so it kind of makes some like meaning out of the distress. Okay, so that's the ABC please skill. I would love to hear about ways that you connect with positive emotions and just slightly stretching challenges and what kind of things you do to cope ahead. So let me know in the comments. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.